bloody war and the crackdown of the uprising of Iranian people in the month of January. We have been all over the news. CNN called me yesterday and asked for an interview about Iran. At this time, I said, I'm sorry, I have another commitment. I have to be at CSW, and somebody else from our organization was assigned to go. I am saying that we are all over the news, and I know that you have a lot of questions. You want to relate all this resistant movement and resistance of Iranian resilient women to the current situation. Yes, for the past 100 years, Iranian women have been at the forefront for the resistance movement, especially recently, that this has been advanced by just opening the door. I think this is a very unique model that Iranian resistance can offer to the global feminism. This model is during the struggle for peace and freedom, during the internal conflict, at the same time, you need to bring women to the leadership position and decision-making position, not in the paper, in reality. The experience from Iran shows that it is doable. If we open the door, if we give the opportunity to women and girls, they can lead easily. These women, as you saw, they were at the military field. They were even driving tanks. They were all over the world in the parliament advocating for regime change in Iran. The National Council of Resistance of Iran is the largest and oldest coalition of anti-Iranian regime sources, powers, and organization and personalities. 50% of them are women. One of the anchor members of National Council of Resistance is MEK, and 100% of the leadership of that organization are all women. As you see, they are Muslim, but they are advocating for a secular Iran. They are saying no to mandatory hijab, no to mandatory religion, and no to mandatory government. So freedom for all people. And in the future of Iran, you don't have just a formal or national religion. So religion there is a complete separation of church and state. Anyway, I wanted just to bring to your attention that the goal of this panel was to bring our experience, the model that we have had in our countries, to share with you that how women dealt with the internal conflict or with war. This is the experience from Iran. Women in the resistance and at the leadership role, and they continue the work. But I want to just have a link between this and current war. This women leadership had a conversation and discussion at the European Parliament 30 years ago, when Iranian regime started its nuclear activities ambition. And Mrs. Maryam Rajavi told the leaders of the world that Iranian people are asking for regime change in Iran. We are not asking for budget from Western countries. We are not asking for boots on the ground. We are just asking for recognition of legitimate, organized resistance of Iranian people. But the world didn't pay attention. Even she mentioned that. She said, if you give enough time to Iranian regime, they are going to build their nuclear capability to the point that they can make nuclear bomb. But they didn't listen, and they continue the policy of appeasement. They negotiated by Iranian regime. despite of all the violations of human rights documented by the United Nations. I want to just remind you and thank all of you and all the NGOs who supported in year 2022. I know that Susan was very active that time. And to remove Iranian regime membership from the chairmanship of the CSW. We all, pushed for it, and civil society, we signed petitions, we had rallies, we sent letters, and it worked. For the first time in the United Nations history, they were able to remove one member state from a position. Because as you know, so when women are leading, we will see results like this. And that time, Mrs. Maryam Rajavi, the president-elect of National Council of Resistance of Iran, reminded the world that if you don't stop Iranian regime, if you don't stop this policy of appeasement with them, one day the international community will have to destroy this nuclear power facilities that they are building. But unfortunately, Western countries, European and North American, they gave enough time to Iranian regime to build all these nuclear activities plans, to suppress its own people. For the past 47 years, they have executed 100,000. You see some of these pictures. These are not pictures. These are all human beings. They have families. The heart of Iranian people are bleeding because in January they slaughtered the peaceful protesters and demonstrators that they were all just calling for their First Amendment right. They were just calling for the basic human rights. So Iranian regime, because of this wrong Western foreign policy, was able to suppress people inside Iran and also to build the nuclear activities and to export international terrorism by supporting all these proxies like Hamas, Hezbollah, Houthis, and supporting Bashar Assad, the dictator of Syria, for years and years. This is the result of wrong Western countries' policies. Because Iranian people, they have paid the price. Many times, just every 2-3 years, we have seen an uprising, bloody uprising. People poured to the street. They paid the price. They did everything they could, but because they didn't have international backup, Iranian regime again could just suppress and stay in power. Now that the war is happening, a war has happened to Iran, now what is the scenario? We all know that foreign war never can bring democracy to any country. We don't see that throughout the history unless there is a boots on the ground. You see the model of Iraq. They bombarded Iraq for years and years, but Saddam Hussein was still there until American troops just walked on Iraq's land. This is not the case this time. I don't think Israel or United States is planning to send troops on the ground. And with destruction of Iran infrastructure, with this very sad situation that people are facing, after 47 years of internal conflict, now they are facing a bloody war. And the Western leaders are calling them, we are helping you. We are going to overthrow the regime for you. How you can overthrow the regime? The will of Iranian people is just leave our country alone. We can take care of our own business. There is the organized resistance. There are the organized resistance units inside Iran that they are fully capable to put their boots on and to take over the IRGC and to topple the Iranian regime. So that's why I want just to stop right here to let you know that Iranian women have been calling this for years and years. No war, no appeasement. Regime change in Iran by the people of Iran. Regime change in Iran by the people of Iran. Now that this leadership of the clerical regime is gone, we are very happy. But it is time for these foreign troops to leave Iran and to recognize the Iranian legitimate resistance to take care of this regime. Thank you very much for listening. I will be happy to answer your questions.